So we are starting with geography optional paper one only, section B, which is your geographical thoughts that we are going to do. And I'm starting with this. It's a part of the human geography. So there are two parts under it. First, I'll introduce to you what is a geographical thought. It's more of a philosophical. It's more of a I would say a lot of theoretical part is attached to it. Okay, जितना भी अभी हमने geography option का part पढ़ा, it was more of a scientific. Okay, it had analytical points, but herein it will be more of a philosophical side, wherein the geographical perspectives which the scholars would be giving, and how geography evolved from mere description to the integrated subject, right? So the point is we'll start from the very starting beginning, and then first I'll give you the explanation. I have also prepared the notes for this so that you will get, so you don't need to write much abhi, just understand it first. Okay, so what is the story behind it, how it all started? So basically what geography used to be like earlier in the European uh, continents or in the Greece, etc. So start kahan se hua sab kuch? It started from Greece and Rome. Okay, सबसे पहले ग्रीस से it started. It started from here. We are doing geographical thought, which is a part of paper 1, section A, paper 1 section. Okay. Okay, from where it started, I told you Greece. Where is Greece and how is Greece? सबसे पहले हम location देखेंगे. Location क्यों important है Greece के इसमें? I'll tell you the reason, लेकिन अभी नहीं. But first you need to see the location of the Greece. Look at the location of the Greece right now. अभी देखेंगे सर. Open your maps and look at the location of the Greece. Look at, you can even have a look at it through your phones too. जरूरी नहीं है आप maps carry करें. It's in Europe. कैसा है? It's in Europe. And how it is? It is covered by the sea, right? Which all seas are important, which are present over here? Mediterranean Sea. There is a Mediterranean Sea which is right. Okay. Mediterranean Sea is one of the major one. Next, which all seas are there? Black Sea. Then there is a very prominent one that you missed. There is Aegean Sea. Show me. Okay, I'll show you. Just look into your maps. Okay. Any atlas that you're having, any atlas that you're carrying, you can also refer to that. It's not necessary that you have to look in the okay. Okay. So look at the maps. This is called your Greece, right? And their surrounding sea which are present over here. In the south we have Mediterranean Sea. Can you see Mediterranean Sea over here? Right? And apart from that, in Mediterranean Sea is surrounded by a very prominent sea which you call it as what? Aegean Sea. There is a Aegean Sea. Then this Mediterranean Sea agency surrounded in the Greece is surrounded by agency in the north and also in the right hand side. Okay. Then there is a very small sea of Crete. So this is the whole map, right? Now understand one thing, why it happened that the geographical thoughts and geography started building up from Greece only. Do you have any idea about that? Why it started building from Greece only? There could have been other reasons also, there could have been other places also wherein it would have developed. Then why it became important? Why it became so prominent that it has to get developed from here only? कोई तो रीजन रहा होगा ना कि जो आपका ज्योग्राफी है इट started developing from the Greece. There must be some reason behind it. Why it got developed from the Greece itself? People were more curious there to study geography. How it all started? It must have started from something quite substantial. And that if you go into the historical accounts, if you go back, then also we'll be able to understand, okay, because this was there, that's why it triggered people to study geography. So there must be something which must be making the subject interesting. It must be, and by the way, it was not even a subject at that point of time. We didn't have a different distinction of the subject. This subject became popular after a very long time, and after at the very later stages in the history, it became popular. We had a institutionalized discipline of this particular subject, but before that, it was just a mere description of the place. Geography क्या है? क्या समझते हैं हम geography? Thought ऐसे ही समझ आएगा. It's geographical thought means what? Geography का जो thoughts develop हुए, and then thoughts has to be different. और हर era में different होंगे. In every time period, it would be different. So if I talk as a foundation, so right now we are doing what? The topic that we are doing is a foundation of the geographical thought. And what was the contribution of Greek philosophers? Greek philosophers are the philosophers from the Greece. So how it developed? What motivated them to study description of a place? What was really luring them at that point of time to study the places, to study the mountains, to study the rivers, to study the sea? And they were going on the voyages. That was also very popular at that point of time, that these people used to go on the voyages. अपने खुद ही उस जर्नी पे चले जाते थे, and they used to study all these things. And a very interesting thing from that time, that people used to have their own viewpoints because they have not gone far away. There is no proper dissemination of the information. There is no proper book written on something which the authentic book I'm talking about, wherein you can believe that what actually the world looks like. So people had their own preconceived notions. Somebody has gone to somewhere, they have their own subjective view of that place. And then they will give you some theory, they will propound their own theory. And then there will be amalgamation of all this theory together, and they will try to put a fact. So the point is, when they were trying to put a fact, nobody knew what was happening around. जैसे आज अगर if I'm talking about something, you have not gone somewhere. So what you will do, you will understand it from me. आप मुझसे सुनेंगे और मुझसे सुन के क्या बोलेंगे? अच्छा वहाँ पे ये होता है, अच्छा वहाँ पे वो होता है. You will be very surprised, at the same time also you will be curious. So there were two things which were going around, which were going in the mind of the people, that okay, is this the case? For example, I'll tell you. Earlier geographers, earlier people used to think that there is nobody which is living in the temperates. All the people were living in the tropical or subtropical region. जितने भी लोग हैं सिर्फ कहाँ रह रहे हैं? सिर्फ tropical और subtropical regions में रह रहे हैं. Poles के पास या फिर temperate region में कोई रहता ही नहीं है, because that is considered, that they used to consider it as a uninhabitable place where nobody can live, because of the extreme cold, because the sunlight is so less, so there is no civilization, the people cannot live there, people cannot hide there. That was their viewpoint. और sunset और sunrise का भी बहुत ही अजीब सा ही उनका एक व्यू पॉइंट था. They used to say कि सन ओशंस के अंदर चला जाता है और फिर बाद में सन ओशन से ही क्या हो जाता है, it rises. So this is what their theory was, because ultimately if nobody tells us what is the science behind sun, then it would definitely look like that. अगर आज भी तुम देखे, somebody if you would ask a person, a very small kid who is 2-year-old or 3-year-old, who has not even read science, who does not know anything, he'll look at the sun and say, yes, sun is going down in the ocean and it is rising from the ocean only. His viewpoint would be like that. His observation would be like that, because he doesn't know beyond this. He's just stating the fact what he could see. Similarly, at that point of time, also people were stating the fact what they could observe out of the place, from their places, from their nearby places. अब वो सब कहाँ घूम रहे थे? अपनी स्टेट्स के अंदर घूम रहे थे, अपनी कंट्रीज के अंदर घूम रहे थे, अपने एडजेसेंट कंट्रीज के अंदर घूम रहे थे. That's all they were doing. Because earlier they didn't used to go from continents to continents. पहले एयरक्राफ्ट नहीं होते थे. So they used to have their own modes of going from one place to another. They have their own modes of journey, and then they started going from one place to another place. So this is what the very interesting fact that one has to develop, that ये इनका जो व्यू पॉइंट था वो काफी डिफरेंट था. क्यों डिफरेंट था? देखिए, जब आप nobody is questioning you. For example, if I am stating a fact और मुझे कोई क्वेश्चन करने वाला नहीं है, तो why, on what grounds you are saying that? You will say कि मैंने ऑब्जर्व किया, ऑब्जर्व करने के बेसिस पे कुछ बता दिया. ठीक है, मैंने कुछ चीज ऑब्जर्व करी, उस चीज की बेसिस पे मैंने बता दिया. एंड apart from that, there were some scholars who were generalizing all these things. For example, if I say anything, कल हमारा एग्जाम है, परसों हमारा एग्जाम है, and 26, what's the date today? 22, right? We're having an exam of prelims of UPSC. ठीक है, and 1 day is left in between. And if I see all the aspirants roaming around, maximum of them, then what I would generalize, that all the aspirants before the day of the exam, they do not study. That is what my generalization is. कैसे मैंने generalize किया? By observing few of them. So I have gone from some particular incidents, I have generalized the whole thing. So is it fair on my part to do that? Is it fair? How it is fair? How it is fair? Why I am generalizing everything? I cannot. I should not, in fact. Okay? Generalization means that from the particular incidents, from the very few incidents which I could see in front of my eyes, I am observing it, I am stating that कि सब लोग ऐसे करते हैं, which is not right. ठीक है? तो कुछ geographers ने ऐसा भी किया. जैसे for example, do you think that सब जगह का landscape हर जगह का same होता है? For example, if India is having mountains, if I have only seen India, and that point of time we would not have any modes of transport, we would have not gone through aircraft to different countries. So I would have said कि सारी country ही ऐसी दिखती हैं, सारी countries के अंदर we have a big mountains present. तो ऐसा नहीं है. So this is what that is what I'm telling, कि ऐसा नहीं होता है. Because people are saying that the temperatures are uninhabitable, there is nobody living there. I cannot say that this is the only place where the people are living, and beyond that there is no civilization, there is no other country which is habitable. I cannot say such statements. So इस तरह से ही आपका discussion होता था, right? So I'm just trying to make a foundation, I'm trying to make a base for it, कि क्या बातें होती थी, how people used to talk, किस तरह से उनका डेवलप हुआ माइंडसेट, कैसे ज्योग्राफी एक थॉट से एक छोटा मेरा डिस्क्रिप्शन से एक अलग डिसिप्लिन ही बन गया, एंड नाउ इट हैज बिकम अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक इन इटसेल्फ. कैसे हुआ ये? ठीक है, तो पहले टाइम में ज्योग्राफी का मतलब था सिर्फ एक प्लेस को देखो, प्लेस को स्टडी करो एंड देन खत्म, देन इट्स ओवर. But later on in the stages, people started talking about importance of regional geography also. रीजनल ज्योग्राफी का मतलब होता है कि ये एरिया है और ये एरिया बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. मतलब it means that I'm not just studying the places, I'm also trying to integrate the importance of the place into the culture of that first people. I'm trying to integrate the regional geography into the economic background of the people, of the culture of that people, the food habits of the people. Culture also includes food habits, what they wear. That is also one of the important part, and that is also determined by the surroundings of a place. So this you called it as study of regional geography. So ये regional geography बहुत बाद में it started getting what do you call it, popularized, right? बहुत बाद में popularize हुआ, लेकिन उससे पहले क्या था? It was just that कि आपका general description of a place. ये इंडिया है, इंडिया इंडियन ओशन के पास है, इंडिया एशिया के अंदर है, यूरोपियन कंट्रीज वेस्ट में है, ओनली दैट मच. इतना ही आपका क्या होता था? डिस्क्रिप्शन होता था, नथिंग मोर नथिंग लेस. ठीक है. So my question to you is that does a place determines the economy, culture, and the economy, culture, and also the habits of the people? Yes, social, right? So society, does it determine all of these? Yes, to quite an extent it determines. You cannot do anything about it. Right? You cannot do anything about it because region is something where it plays the important role. अगर आप आज कह रहे हैं that in India right now, because they are different, because we have a different physiographic divisions, right? आप चाह के भी नहीं, you can change. India, Delhi is a metropolitan city. It's situated in the northern plains. It's so easy to communicate. It's so easy to transport communication. I mean that you can easily commute from one place to another place. It's so easy for the people to stay here. It's so easy because the seasons are not that extremes, right? For example, in the cold, you're not having extreme cold. In the summers, you're not having very extreme summers. You do have a good fairly amount of heat in the summers, but not that extreme as well. So what is there? It is still habitable for the people. People are still productive in these seasons. ठीक है. इसका क्या मतलब है? What do you understand by this? That so there is something which is governing everything. There's something which is regulating everything. And what is that? Region. And that's why, what is the reason that a lot of industries has been set up in the northern plains, sort of industries has been set up in the metropolitan cities only. कोलकाता में ही क्यों, दिल्ली में ही क्यों, मुंबई में ही क्यों, चेन्नई में ही क्यों? Why? Because of their region. Because it's so easy, seamless to commute there. It's so seamless to set up a factory. It's so seamless so the terrain is so plain. Similarly, if you have to, yes, otherwise what will happen in Himalayas? Himalayas में आप जाएंगे तो some landslides will happen and then it will be very difficult for you. Extreme cold में जाएंगे तो snow होगा and then everything gets standstill at that point of time. So every place has a role to play, and to a very large extent. So place determines everything. It is a place which is determining the thing. और ये बहुत बात जाके जोग्राफर्स को समझ में आया. पहले they were not understanding, they were saying कि ठीक है, Arabians are living like this, Arabs are living like this, and Europeans are living like this, Americans are living like that. Is how it is. But that is the point. It is not how it is. It is how it has been developed, and that is through their regions. That is through their region it has been developed. Right? Your place decides the people. That is the thing. The place decides the people, and this is how we can see it in the people itself. So, and later on in the stages of this geographical thought only, आप ये भी समझेंगे, जैसे अगर why there are certain places which are not so developed. There are certain states such as Jharkhand, for example. They're trying to be developed, although they are very rich in the resource, mines, etc. They're extremely rich in that, but still they are not that developed. Why? So everything has a reason behind it. The moment you understand that the mines which are present here, all these things which are present here, they are just acting as a raw material for the thermal power plant, for the other things. But the point is, it has been not able to give the people the proper education. They're not able to uplift the people from the below poverty line. Why? Because people are still not that they're not that educated in those areas. ठीक है, अब एजुकेशन नहीं होगा तो क्या नहीं होगा? Technological development means you will be not skilled enough to be a part of a important sectors where you can be paid well. Okay? So all of these are the determination comes from the place, the how the place is being developed. Okay? Okay. So can you write a question on it? The question likhiye, then you will understand the whole part. How region determines, it's for 5 minutes you have to write a question. How region determines the culture, economy, and how region determines culture, economy, and social habits of people. Explain through example. Explain. You write in 100 or 150 words. 150 words would be good. Write in 150 words and complete this. And tell me what have you written. written, everyone? Okay. Okay, what points have you written? Hmm. Hmm. Correct. Hmm. Hmm. Correct. 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 Hmm. 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 Transhumance. What is that? Hmm. Half winters they can go back. Right. ठीक है. So write down foundation of geographical thought, contribution of Greek philosophers. Foundation of geographical thought. First part of it is foundation of geographical thought. Contribution of Greek philosophers. So what is the contribution of Greek philosophers? Write down. Why only Greece? I told you. Because it was near to agency. Again, why geographical thought by them has been developed? Because they were observing. So everything they did was through observation of places. Even if you go to the historical accounts of the earlier books, you will get to know that it was through the mere observation they have written the whole book. They have given. So what it included initially? Just the name of the places, how the places have developed, what they include, everything. Okay. So write down. Geography has evolved as an integrated discipline among the branches of knowledge. It has evolved as an integrated discipline, as an integrated discipline among other subjects. अच्छा, what do you understand by integrated discipline? क्या मतलब है? इंटीग्रेशन का मतलब क्या? इंटीग्रेटेड डिसिप्लिन का मतलब क्या होता है? Correct. Other subjects are also included. For example, if I tell you economic geography, you're talking about the economy of the place. If I talk about settlement geography, talk about human geography. If I talk about physical geography, क्या है? Integration है. I'm trying to integrate one subject with another subject because they are integrated, they are related. If I talk about quantitative geography, ये सब क्या है? Interrelated है. Historical geography. There's a very famous geographer who has said that geography should be studied, the history can be studied geographically and geography can be studied historically. That is what he has said. So it means even if you want to know the history of the place, you have to understand the geography of the place first, and then you will be able to understand the history. कि उन्हीं के साथ ऐसा क्यों हुआ या फिर वहां पे ही ये पॉसिबिलिटी क्यों हुई. So geography has a very important role to play, and then it can be integrated. अगर आपने फिजिकल एनसीईआरटी 11th क्लास का जो फर्स्ट चैप्टर है अगर आपने पढ़ा होगा तो इसके अंदर बहुत सारे सब्जेक्ट्स दिए हुए in which it has been written that how geography is an integrated subject. So it has evolved as an integrated discipline. Discipline का क्या मतलब है? Subject only. Discipline means the subject only, right? So it has evolved as an integrated discipline. Write down. Its relevance lies in synthesizing diverse features. Its relevance lies in synthesizing diverse features and phenomena of. Its relevance lies in synthesizing diverse features phenomena of synthesizing diverse features and phenomena of physical, social, material, cultural relevance lies in diverse features such as physical, material, social, non-right material, right on social, economic, and perpetual. Perpetual means never ending. Perpetual material. ठीक है? Perpetual material. The perpetual aspects. Write down. The field of geography has not remained interpretive only. The field of geography has not remained interpretive. What do you mean by interpretive? What is the literal meaning of interpretive? What is the literal meaning of interpretive? Analyze. Interpretive only. Please look at the spelling, interpretive. It does not remain interpretive only. It has contributed immensely in. It has contributed immensely in. It has contributed immensely in to the understanding of. It has contributed immensely. Immensely means in abundance. बहुत ज़्यादा. It contributes immensely in understanding of human hyphen nature. Understanding of human hyphen nature relationship or interaction. You can write both relationship or interaction. So the field of geography has not remained interpretive only, it has contributed immensely in understanding of human nature, relationship or interactions. By taking up the question of not only by taking up the question of not only what and where, but also why and how. इसका क्या मतलब है? That you are not just merely solving the problem of what and where. कि ये यहाँ है और ये इधर है. That's it. This is just a description. ये यहाँ क्यों है? That is what they have tried to develop. And that is how we have been able to understand the relationship of this subject with the other disciplines as well. And we can so clearly tell that. अब अभी हम बात कर सकते हैं ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी के बारे में. अलग से PhDs वगैरह होते हैं पूरा इस सब्जेक्ट पे, एनवायरमेंटल स्टडीज पे, एनवायरमेंटल ज्योग्राफी में पूरा एक अलग से PhDs होते हैं. So that is what it has become a independent subject in itself. And that's how people are getting specialized in these different subjects right now. ठीक है? Write down next. Perspective of geography, which includes the sub-themes. Perspective of geography, which includes the sub-themes like geography, write down, geography, perspective of geography, which includes, the perspective से start करेंगे, perspective, underline करेंगे perspective of geography को, perspective of geography, which includes the sub-themes, write down, like geography as an institutionalized discipline, like geography as an institutionalized discipline, comma, geography and its places in institutionalized discipline, comma, geography and its places in the classification of knowledge, geography and its places in the classification of knowledge, comma, branches and sub-branches of geography, comma, geography as an institutionalized discipline. सबसे पहला पॉइंट लिखेंगे geography as a institutionalized discipline. Then geography can also be read as what else? It can also be read as geography and its places in the classification of knowledge. Next, classification of knowledge, then branches and sub-branches of geography. Branches and sub-branches of geography, write down, comma, geography as study of planet Earth, full stop. Now understand, earlier what used to happen, we used to consider there are two parts. So we used to consider the पहले geography कैसे पढ़ते थे? Places समझ लिए, observe कर लिए. First, our focus was more on universe. We used to focus more on universe. ठीक है? I'll tell you again. So in the earlier period, what we used to do, we used to consider the study of universe as more important, right? And later on, we switched it to the study of places or regions. Okay, to the study of places or regions. So now, from the universe, we try to came to the places, to the regions. So the study of the universe was known as cosmography, and study of places was known as chorology. Earlier geographers, they were more concerned about the place of or the positioning of Earth with respect to other planets. And in fact, they used to also consider that Earth is at the center and other planets are revolving around it. Right? They even used to believe that. So there were many theories which were propounded around it, and they were basically more concerned around all this. Well, how is the universe behaving? Where is sun? Sun is stationary or not? It is revolving. Earth is stationary or not? Everything is revolving around Earth. So they had a lot of theories uh, which they used to come up with their own facts. Okay. Now chronology means now you have to study the places. You have to know more about the Earth first. So from cosmography, they came to what? Chorology. They said that we have to study the earth, we have to study its places, we have to study its people. All of this has to be done. And there was a major contribution of this by major contribution in this by different scholars. For example, there is a scholar called Alfred Hettner. There is a scholar Strabo. Davis, you would have been knowing very closely. Why? Yes, Davis theory that we have done. Yes, correct. Yes, Radsel, Ritter, all of that. Blache, all of them have contributed immensely in the study of the place. Okay. So पहले क्या था? It was more of a study of the universe. Used to call them as cosmography. Cosmography से they started switching towards the places of the places. You need to study the regions of the earth first. Okay. So that is what their focus was, that you need to come from there to here. You don't need to just study the universe. Why are you not studying the earth, which is just soil, etc.? Everything is just next to you. You are thinking, because nobody was having a satellite at that point of time, rockets at that point of time that they are sending, and they are analyzing. This was more of an armchair observation. What do you understand by armchair? कि आप यहाँ पे बैठे बैठे आप सोच रहे हैं कि ऐसा होगा. आर्मचेयर का मतलब होता है कि बिना गए, बिना ऑब्जर्व किए आपने यहीं से बता दिया कि इस तरह से होगा. दिस इज कॉल्ड आर्मचेयर ऑब्जर्वेशन. जैसे आपके इमैनुअल कांट वाज कंसीडर्ड एज वन ऑफ द आर्मचेयर ऑब्जर्वेटर, right? The person who go to different places, search about it, research it, observe it for a longer period of time, and then he reviews something that is not an armchair. That is somebody who's going to places and giving you the theory or any sort of a fact. Okay, so write down. Write down. The study of cosmography to chronology, the study of cosmography. Ishan, are you getting the point? To chronology. The study of cosmography to chronology, I don't, focuses on the emergence of modern geography. It focuses on the emergence of it focuses on the emergence of modern geography. इसी को ही क्या बोलते हैं हम? This is the emergence of modern geography. ठीक है, emergence of modern geography, comma. The works of Immanuel Kant, the works of Immanuel Kant, Humboldt, Alfred Humboldt, सॉरी अलेक्जेंडर वॉन हम्बोल्ट. हेल्फर्ड के साथ आप हेटनर लगाएंगे. हेल्फर्ड हेटनर, अलेक्जेंडर वॉन हम्बोल्ट. yes, correct. Humboldt, Karl Ritter, The works of Immanuel Kant contributed immensely in the study of modern geography. In the study of modern geography. Next लिखिए. The main contribution associated with chronology, the main contribution, अभी आपको धीरे धीरे समझ आएगा जब आप धीरे धीरे स्कॉलर से इंट्रोड्यूस होंगे. दिस इज द फर्स्ट टाइम वेयर यू विल बी स्टडिंग लॉट ऑफ स्कॉलर्स. देखिए इस सब्जेक्ट में पीपल हु आर मोर ऑफ स्केर्ड ऑफ स्कॉलर्स, क्योंकि बहुत सारे स्कॉलर्स उनकी बातें, उनका कौन सा बुक्स उन्होंने लिखा, क्या बोला उन्होंने, ये बहुत ही डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है फॉर द पीपल स्पेशली हु आर इन ज्योग्राफी. क्योंकि ज्योग्राफी मोस्टली वो लोग लेते हैं जिनको स्कॉलर्स और स्कॉलर्स की बातें याद नहीं करनी है. but anyhow they have to get through the exam, so they have to understand this कि हर क्वेश्चन, हर ऑप्शन का कहीं ना कहीं ऐसा होता है जो थोड़ा सा ट्रिकी होता है. एंड the best way to learn the scholars and whatever they have said is to memorize it in an interesting way. For example, I am not dumping you Alfred Wegener या Humboldt, Alexander von Humboldt एक साथ सारे आपको scholars नहीं बता रही हूँ. Why? There has to be certain stories behind that. For example, अगर मैंने बोला Immanuel Kant was an armchair observer, तो आपको याद रहेगा that what do you understand by armchair observer. अगर आप इसको ऐसे ही पढ़ लोगे then it will be mere sentence written in a very fancy language and then you have to mug it up. तो उसमें और इसमें बहुत डिफरेंस है. इसमें क्या है, यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द थिंग्स लाइक दैट. मतलब आपको स्टोरीज से पता चलेगा, अच्छा इमैनुअल कांट ने ऐसा बोला था, फिर इन्होंने इसी तरह से क्रिटिसाइज किया, ये वाला थ्योरी ज्यादा क्यों नहीं चला. दैट इज हाउ यू विल अंडरस्टैंड इट इन अ डीपर लेवल. अदरवाइज क्या होगा, ये सिर्फ मेरे एक डिस्क्रिप्शन होगा एंड देन यू हैव टू मग इट अप. तो स्कॉलर्स को सबसे अच्छा तरीका क्या है याद करने का, टू सी कि व्हाट कंट्रीब्यूशन दे हैव गिवन, इनको क्यों जाना गया, इन्हीं को ही क्यों जाना गया, इन्हीं का ही नाम क्यों आ रहा है, ऐसा इन्होंने क्या कंट्रीब्यूट किया है. स्कॉलर का पहले ये पता चल गया, आइडेंटिटी बनाओ पहले स्कॉलर्स के अराउंड. ठीक है. सुनो हेलो. यस. हाँ हाँ कहाँ पे. हाँ हाँ मैं पास हूँ. So the point is you need to understand this thing only कि आप क्यों, why. तो आप अगर आपको ये नहीं पता होगा कि स्कॉलर का ये कंट्रीब्यूशन था, इन्होंने ऐसे किया, तो आप कभी भी उसको समझ ही नहीं पाओगे. यू बी नेवर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड. उनको समझने के लिए पहले आपको उसको स्टोरी बनाना पड़ेगा. अब इमैनुअल कांत अगर आपने अभी आज देखा भी नहीं है, इमैनुअल कांत की फोटो भी नहीं देखी, फर्स्ट टाइम आपने वर्ड सुना है इमैनुअल कांत, तो इनको लर्न करने का तरीका सबसे अच्छा क्या है, व्हाट दे हैव डन. सबसे पहले वो स्टोरी, फिर आपके माइंड में एक इमेज बन जाएगी इमैनुअल का. फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आई वुड हैव नॉट सीन इमैनुअल का, ही वुड हैव बीन समबडी हु इज वेरी ओल्ड, वेरी लेजी, बिकॉज़ व्हाट इज हैज बीन सेड, आर्म चेयर ऑब्जर्वर, right? And somebody who would like to say something, although he has been a great philosopher, they have given a lot of good, even if you read it in philosophy, he has given this deontological, okay, perspective. So the point is, when you talk about Immanuel Kant or anybody else, आपको सबसे पहले क्या समझना है, that how they are, what they have given, what contribution they have given, और किस तरह से दिया एंड बाय दे आर नोन फॉर. उसके बाद आप उनकी थ्योरीज के ऊपर जाइए एंड देन लास्ट में उनका इमेज देखिए, उससे भी बहुत फर्क पड़ता है. इट हेल्प्स यू टू मेमोराइज द थिंग्स. ठीक है. सो फॉर नाउ व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, write down a question. How can you prove that geography has become as an institutionalized discipline? How can you prove that geography has become as an institutionalized discipline. Write down in 250 words. Write down in 250 words. Done? Okay. Written? Write down. The main contributor associated with chronology, the main contributor, the main contributor associated with chronology, chronology was Alfred Hettner. He was who? Alfred Wettner, Hettner, a German geographer. He was a German geographer. Write down. He studied that geography should. He studied that geography should be studied as he focused, he emphasized that geography should be studied as difference between regions, studied as difference between regions, difference between regions. He emphasized that geography should be studied as difference between regions. Next, special arrangement of phenomena on it, and special arrangement, special arrangement of phenomena on Earth. What do you mean by phenomena on Earth? Phenomena on Earth means anything with respect to the landforms, anything with respect to the events taking place on the Earth. It could be volcanoes, it could be landslides. Why this phenomena, special arrangement? Why this phenomena happens here only? Volcano Indonesia के पास ही क्यों आता है? Why not here? Because there are some special arrangement, there are some reasons for that. ठीक है? So write down. Hettner considered geography as chronological science. Hettner considered geography as chronological science. It's considered as chronological science. Comma, meaning science considered, meaning it is considered with places and regions. Meaning it is considered with places and regions. Next point. Another important scholar linked to chronology. Another important scholar linked to chronology was Richard Hartshorne. It was Richard Hartshorne, comma, who later expanded Hettner's idea, who later expanded Hettner's idea in modern geography. In modern geography. Done? Head on. The main objective of this section is to understand. The main objective of this section is to understand the progress of science, comma, especially geography, during ancient classical period. During ancient classical period. During ancient classical period. Full stop. The Greeks and Roman contributors, the Greeks and Roman thinkers, the Greeks, please underline the word Greeks and Roman, the Greeks and Roman thinkers attributed greatly to the progress of human knowledge. The Greeks and Roman philosophers or geographers attributed greatly to the study of, it attributed greatly, write down, it attributed greatly to the study of written, attributed greatly to the study of thinkers भी लिख सकते हो, geographers नहीं thinkers, because they are more of a thinkers, that better word रहेगा यहाँ पे thinkers, ठीक है, thinkers attributed greatly to the study of, because that time they were not known as geographers, ये बहुत early stage था, geography was not even developed, so better it is to call them as thinkers, ठीक है. अगर अभी आप डेविस को बोलना चाहे तो डेविस को आप जोग्राफर्स बोल सकते हैं, बिकॉज डेविस मैकाइंडर दे आर जोग्राफर. अभी आप उनको भी जोग्राफर बोल सकते हैं, बिकॉज नाउ इट हैज बीन डेवलप्ड एज अ फुल सब्जेक्ट, एज अ इंडिपेंडेंट डिसिप्लिन, बट एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम दे वर थिंकर्स, राइट. Thinkers attributed greatly to the progress of human knowledge in various fields. Attributed greatly to the study of human knowledge in various fields. It attributed greatly to the study of human knowledge in various fields, including geographical studies. Including geographical studies. Again, I'm repeating. Greek and Roman thinkers attributed greatly to the progress of human knowledge in various fields. Progress of human knowledge greatly to the progress of human knowledge in various fields, including geographical studies. Write down. Various contributions made by Greek and Roman scholars. Various contributions was made by Greek and Roman scholars. Various contribution was made by Greek and Roman scholars or Roman thinkers. And how these contribution led to advancement in geography, and how these contributions led to advancement in geography. Next point, full stop. Next लिखिए. And the period of integration includes contribution of and period of integration. I'll tell you what is this integration is. First you write down. The period of integration includes the contribution of contribution of, write down, Richtofen, he's another scholar, Richtofen, then Hetner, Redzel, Blache, Hetner, Redzel, Hetner, I'm spelling, I'm writing again here, Redzel, Blache. Blache was also one of the person who was for the possibilism. Very good. Environmental possibilism. Next, Davis, McInder, Barrow, Thor, Davis, McInder, Davis, Thor, Borosor. All of them were the, I'm again repeating Barrows, 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 and Thor. Explaining the changing nature of geography, they explained explaining the nature of geography, explaining the change of nature of geography, from cosmology to chronology. From cosmology to chronology. Now, one need to understand very importantly here that when you are changing the subject, when you are coming from the cosmology to the chronology or anything else, so what you need to define that this cosmology which people were talking about, who Greeks or Romans were talking about, and then they quickly have to change it to chronology. So this chronology contribution, who contributed in it? It was Hetner, it was Radzel, it was Blache. All of them have, Davis, McInder, all of them have a huge role to play in all this. Okay? All right. Now, that's all. So this is just the starting of the geographical foundation. So we have to continue with the topic. Right now, I'm not starting a new topic under this only, which is your earliest understanding geography and how we have to explain it as an institutionalized discipline, how geography became an institutionalized discipline. That is another topic altogether. Then we will understand the period of integration. Okay. So I have to explain you a little bit about an integration period, but I will give you a detailed view of this also tomorrow, right? So what is the period of integration? It is a stages where physical and human geography were integrated. जब आपका physical integration मतलब क्या है? जब आप physical, अभी आप physical geography में ऐसे पढ़ रहे हो, that ये physical geography है, ये mountains है, ये rivers है, ठीक है? ये mountains है, ये rivers है, ये landforms है, all these landforms are present. आप landforms को ऐसे पढ़ रहे हो. The moment you will start integrating that, okay, this is land, that this particular landform is here, mountains are here, and that's why we are having what our economy is boosted through mountains. Kaise? Maybe because of the certain orchids which can be grown over here only. Mountains are acting as a defense between the two countries, right? It's acting as a natural barrier. So now you're starting applying it to the place. कि किस तरह से हमें हेल्प मिल रहा है. So economical help or geographical, any sort of cultural embedment of this geography, because it is even embedded into the culture, right? People started having a certain kind of a food over there. So ये सब कैसे हो रहा है? This is all because of a geography of a place. So period of integration means where stages where physical and human geography are integrated into a unified discipline. ठीक है? और ये कब आया था? It happened after 19th century. I'll make you write all of this. Don't worry about writing part. ठीक है? ये बाद में आया है. ठीक है? और पहले क्या आया? क्लासिकल पीरियड. सो अभी आप पहले पीरियड समझ लीजिए, हाउ वी हैव टू डिफाइन। पहले आपका क्लासिकल पीरियड है, दिस इज द अर्ली स्टेज ऑफ ज्योग्राफी, जिसमें हम पहले आए क्या, कॉस्मोग्राफी। कॉस्मोग्राफी में हम क्या पढ़ रहे हैं, यूनिवर्स पढ़ रहे हैं, ये सन आपका मिड पार्ट में है या नहीं, या अर्थ आपका स्टेशनरी है या नहीं, एवरीथिंग वी आर स्टडीइंग विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द यूनिवर्स। आप ये क्या हो गया, कॉस्मोग्राफी। जब आप आए किसमें, यू देन कम केम टू द प्लेसेस, अर्थ के ऊपर आए, अर्थ के स्टार्टेड डिस्क्राइबिंग। देन अर्ली stages of geography में क्या बात करा, mere description, you are just observing the things and stating ये यहाँ है, ये यहाँ है, प्लेस यहाँ है, this is just observation and you stating the fact। ये इसमें कौन सा टाइम पीरियड है, एंशिएंट एंड मेडिवल पीरियड। ये है आपका एंशिएंट पीरियड और मेडिवल पीरियड। मेडिवल पीरियड में एक क्वेश्चन ऐसा भी आता है जब आपका इसके बाद क्या आएगा, डार्क एज। ठीक है, जब when people, nobody started questioning science, almost got obsolete, nobody said that I want to ask somebody why this is happening, why you stated this, everybody was believing church, or orthodox mindset, so sorry, Catholic church mindset, so all of these were being followed. But later on what happened, people again started questioning. Okay, people again started they started getting curious about the facts, right? So this is descriptive and exploratory पहले वाला पार्ट, और उसके बाद वाला पार्ट क्या हुआ, साइंटिफिक एंड एनालिटिकल। ठीक है, अभी आप सिर्फ इतना ही समझिए। आई होप दैट यू हैव अंडरस्टूड टुडेज सेक्शन। ठीक है, इंटरेस्टिंग। ठीक है, बिकॉज इट हैज टू बी मेड इन इंटरेस्टिंग वे, बिकॉज ये थोड़ा सा आपको लर्न भी करना है, समझना भी है, एंड देन देयर लॉट ऑफ पर्सपेक्टिव आल्सो इन दिस। ठीक है, वी कैन कंटिन्यू विद द आंसर्स आल्सो। हाँ हाँ, श्योर, दिखाइए। इसमें स्कॉलर्स भी ऐड करने होंगे ना, you have to add scholars also here. Without scholars it would look like you have not added a soul to the content. You have written nice. Hmm. Because you have not studied it पहले ना. The moment you have studied it earlier, then there would not have been any problem. अभी आपने इसको पढ़ा नहीं है. The more you will study, the more you will get to know about the people, about the places, what they said. तो आपको ज़्यादा thoughts आएंगे. ठीक है? हाँ. Just revise it. I'm just taking it. Just give me a minute. Huh? हाँ, after